Hey guys, welcome to the Stewniverse. My name is Dr. Noreen Stewart, and this is Stewart Learning. So today we are going to be talking about the warning signs of SAD, well, more commonly known as seasonal affective disorder, but now currently known as major depressive disorder with seasonal patterns. Quick trigger warning, I will be mentioning suicide and self-harm briefly. So for the purposes of today's video, let's just keep calling it SAD. It makes it so much easier. Don't tell anybody. One of the hallmark characteristics of SAD is that it has a seasonal component. The most common time period where SAD affects most people is the fall into winter. However, it is possible to experience this difficulty in the spring and summer. Today, let's focus on how SAD affects teens. The diagnostic process for this particular disorder is actually really long, much longer than you would expect. People who are dealing with sadness actually have to have these symptoms for a really long time in order to be diagnosed with this condition. We're talking like 2 years. Here are some of the important signs to keep an eye out for to see if you meet the criteria for major depression. Struggling with feelings of depression for most of the day, almost every day. Feelings of worthlessness and hopelessness. A lack of energy. A loss of interest in activities that you used to enjoy. Problems with sleep. That could be sleeping too much or too little. Changes in your appetite or weight. That could be gaining a lot or losing a lot as well. Feeling sluggish or lethargic. Finding yourself feeling agitated. Difficulty concentrating. And lastly, frequent thoughts of death or suicide. This disorder may impact teens differently depending on the season. For example, in the winter, there might be patterns of hypersomnia, low energy, weight gain, craving carbs, socially withdrawing. Basically, you just want to hibernate. Some signs to keep in mind for summer are insomnia, restlessness, poor appetite, weight loss, agitation, anxiety, and episodes of violent behavior. So if you or a teen that you care about might be struggling with some of these symptoms, please encourage them to seek help from their medical provider. When you meet with your doctor, here are some of the things that they might suggest potentially as treatments. There's medication, light therapy, vitamin D, and psychotherapy. Many of these have shown to have some benefits. Science is still trying to sort it out. Is it a placebo? Is it not? For me, I am a fan of the light box. It's so bright sometimes when it's like close to your face. That's why it's not supposed to be this, it's not supposed to be this close. It's supposed to be like around the room. It's a light box. I'll put the info in the, oh, I see our dots now. I'll put the info below. I think it helps me, but I can't speak for everybody. So do your research and see what might work for you. A lot of times, I know people are wondering, what's the difference between depression and just general sadness? I know it can be difficult because sadness is one of the primary symptoms of depression. So how do we differentiate between these two types of psychological states? This is more than just feeling down. This is a combination of factors associated with the duration of these negative feelings, the combination of symptoms that are incorporated in the issue, the impact that it has on your body, and lastly, and most importantly, how it affects your daily functioning. Sadness is a normal feeling that people experience in life. It could be related to the passing of a loved one, a loss of a job, ending of a relationship. There are many factors that are considered natural, normal aspects of our lives. The important thing to remember is that there was a specific cause that triggered these sad feelings. In depression, however, these feelings of hopelessness aren't always explained by a specific thing occurring. A teen struggling with depression could feel hopeless about everything. Even if they're that kid who has everything going for them and should be happy, they don't know why, there's that feeling of hopelessness. With sadness, you might feel blue for a couple of days, and you can still enjoy those things that make you feel better. You know, like when you're curled up on the couch, just like watching Netflix and like eating all that ice cream and all that candy and all the popcorn, and then like you call your mom and you ask her to make like spaghetti, because it really feels, when her spaghetti meatballs are like the best, and you just kind of like shovel them in. Not that I've ever done that. But when you're feeling that way, you're usually able to get over it. However, with depression, you can't even do the things that you enjoy doing. There aren't bright moments. And it's also important to note that with sadness, you're still able to sleep and eventually get rest that you might need. Whereas with depression, sometimes you sleep too much, sometimes you sleep too little, sometimes it's a mix from day to day. You can sleep for hours and still feel exhausted. It's these serious disturbances in sleep and eating habits that is something that you really need to be aware of. And then lastly, one of the important things to remember about depression is that it's these negative, cyclical thoughts that just keep going around and around and around in your head. They just keep getting darker and darker and bringing you down, down, and smaller, which then oftentimes can lead to thoughts of self-harm or suicide. If you or someone that you know is struggling with thoughts that are getting this dark, make sure they seek out help. So what causes SAD? Some important factors could be your circadian rhythm, which is basically your biological clock. This is regulated by the reduced sunlight in the fall and winter that often starts the onset of SAD. The reduced amounts of sunlight can interrupt your body's clock, leading to feelings of depression. Secondly, serotonin levels. Serotonin is a brain chemical called neurotransmitter. It affects your mood and can definitely contribute to you feeling sad. Less sunlight equals less serotonin, and that could cause depression. There's also melatonin levels. The changing of the seasons can mess with the balance of your body's melatonin, which is important for sleep patterns and mood. So here's a quick note about risk factors. SAD is more common in women than it is in men. It's also more common in teens and young adults than it is in older adult populations. So here are some risk factors that might impact the likelihood of you getting this disorder. A family history of SAD, having major depression or bipolar disorder, or living far from the equator, because you know that affects how much light you're gonna get. In order to avoid potential complications, make sure to take these symptoms seriously. If you don't treat your SAD, it could just lead to more problems. And these can include problems at school and or work, withdrawing socially, substance abuse, making other health disorders worse or leading to new ones such as anxiety or eating disorders. And once again, it could lead to suicidal thoughts or behavior. So make sure to keep an eye out for those symptoms in yourself and in those teens that you care about. Remember to be especially mindful as students are going back to school, because think about it, they had their summer, life was all great, and then they're going back to school and the days are getting shorter and they have all these responsibilities and all this stress. It can make for a really hard start to the school year. And just a disclaimer, do not watch this video as a way to self-diagnose. If you're struggling with this or have somebody that you think might be, seek professional help. So that's it for today's video on how to spot the warning signs for SAD in yourself or in teens that you care about. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and follow me on all my social media, links are below, and make sure to hit subscribe to join the Stewart-iverse. Bye guys. People don't need to know my life. I think they're gonna think I'm like friends. They know the real me. Is that weird?
She's crazy.
Do you just whisper she's crazy? I ain't crazy.
No, I didn't. You see, she's hearing things. She's crazy.
Am I?
Bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you. What am I looking at? I'm not even looking at.
You're looking at the camera.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm looking off somewhere. I need to put this light down. It's too close to my eyeballs. It's not supposed to do, I'm supposed to keep it like. Am I looking at the camera?